political association.
Baku, the glitzy capital of Azerbaijan on the Caspian Sea and co-host of the Euro 2020 Football Championship. Under the autocratic rule of Ilham Aliyev, human rights are literally being trampled to the ground.
It's quite clearly a dictatorship.
In Europe, the Aliyev regime is trying to buy itself a clean reputation with cash. Since the beginning of the year, an increasing number of politicians have connections to Azerbaijan. German politicians have long been campaigning in the regime's favour, apparently with no qualms. A lot of things are different in Azerbaijan, especially when it comes to freedom and democratic standards. We meet with the activist and human rights lawyer Jala Bayramova. Her office isn't in one of the expensive buildings, but rather in a dilapidated back courtyard.
We are not free. I will even feel like we are the worst country in the region, because first of all, human rights in a very bad situation.
We see how both women experienced police brutality. With an excessive use of force, the police arrest them after a few minutes. In the end, the lawyer is literally thrown into the police station.
You see the police as an entity that protects people from the criminals. But this is the vice versa in Azerbaijan. And the police is protecting the government from the people, from the protesters.
In 2017, CDU politician Karen Strenz, who died suddenly in March this year, was campaigning for the Bundestag election. Shortly before this photo op in front of a supermarket, the political magazine Report Mainz discovered that she received 22,500 euros from a consulting contract. We asked about that.
You can ask me for an interview after the Bundestag election. Then we will meet in our office, God willing, and we can talk there.
We notice how intensively she was nurturing relationships with Azerbaijan at the time. These images show her on a trip with the Bundestag delegation to Baku in 2015. She seems to get along very well with autocrat Ilham Aliyev. In the Council of Europe, she even votes against the release of political prisoners in Azerbaijan. Furthermore, she travels to the country as an election observer, certifying the clean elections of the Aliyev regime.
From what I've seen today, this was a proper election. There are no criticisms to be made regarding international standards.
How could Karen Strenz make this statement? Our further research shows that election observers from the OSCE, Organisation for Security and Cooperation in Europe, came to a completely different conclusion. According to them, the elections were neither free nor democratic. In the heart of Germany, we meet Yafaz Hazanov, a man for whom such words sound like a mockery. In his home country, he worked as a correspondent for an American radio station. When he did some research into torture in Azerbaijani prisons, he was kidnapped on the street by armed Secret Service agents and deported to neighbouring Iran.
They deported me to Iran, and they thought I would be arrested and executed by the Iranian Secret Service.
In 2014, a Facebook group even put a bounty on his head. He remembers their exact words.
This group is against the journalist Yafaz Hassanov. He is a traitor. He writes against our state and our government. And he has to be killed. We are looking for an assassin to kill him.